to start this show? Back to the music faster on 97.5 Golden FM.
Other stations follow trend. We set them.
Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to Let's Talk Nigeria. Let's start by apologizing first for coming in pretty late. Some technical issue trying to fix, and so that's why we came. We're coming right now. But we do everything we want to do. We do everything we do to bring you the best, and so we want to appreciate you for sticking around for the program Let's Talk Nigeria. My name is Moya Stiving,
and my name is Paul Obulomu Gbassa. Welcome aboard.
Okay, so we want to look at the issue. We want to give an extensive look or review of the take. What we really mentioned in the newspaper review, NNPC, eyeing 20% stake in the Dangote refinery. That's what we want to look at this morning. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC Limited, has announced plans to acquire a 20% equity stake in the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, Africa's largest privately owned oil refinery. Now, the strategic investment aims to strengthen Nigeria's domestic refining capacity, that's according to the NNPCL, reduce dependence on imported fuel, and support the federal government's drive for energy security. Now, we want you to underline these words, okay? Underline this statement, so these reasons, right? This is aimed to strengthen Nigeria's domestic refining capacity, number one. Number two, reduce dependence on imported fuel. That's number two. And number three, support the federal government's drive for energy security. Now, the move also reflects the NNPC's broader vision of participating more actively in the downstream oil and gas sector as part of its commercial transformation. But the question is, do you think this is the way to go? Well, the NNPC has its own reason to go in. They've reeled out. Do you think these reasons are tangible enough? Some Nigerians are saying that, look, why do you have to pay attention? Because, Dangote recently declared or mentioned that he's going to, the refinery will be put in the Nigerian stock market, right? And so people will have an opportunity to get stake. Do you think the NNPC should go in for that, or should be thinking of fixing its refineries? That's the question in town.
And one thing that I want to let you know that this isn't the first time we've heard of NNPC's involvement. In fact, discussions around this partnership started in 2021 under the old NNPC structure, and but now under the commercialized NNPCL, operating as a limited liability company, the move takes on a new significance. And exactly because the Dangote refinery you all know, is privately owned and privately by Alito Dangote. And so NNPCL's planned 20% stake means the government would hold part ownership, blending public and private interest into, in one of Nigeria's Nigeria's biggest energy investments. So now, some people are looking at it in different conversations and wondering, if this happens, it could be giving the federal government a foothold in the refinery that could end decades of fuel importation. That is on one side. But others are looking at the question and say, why are we looking at this Why is government wanting to control 20% of, someone's, listen, though he had said he was going to be listing it on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, that's for Dangote. But why are we doing that? Why don't we look at our own and fix our own? And that is the conversation, because the dimension is, in Nigeria's refining history, we have had 4 government-owned refineries: Port Harcourt, Warri, and Kaduna. But they've all suffered from years of neglect and mismanagement. So this one looks as though the Dangote refinery is like a new hope, like a renewed hope. So what are we doing? What's the next move? Why this? If we couldn't do anything about this, this was government-owned, but now it's private, public-private part, downstream sector. But it's all about giving Nigerians affordable energy, fuel, whether it's going to be the PMS or the AG or any other thing that's going to be a byproduct of the materials that we have. So it is a due and very important concern for Nigerians.
I think the NNPCL is foreseeing the progress of the Dangote refinery, or the progress the Dangote refinery is making, because remember, Dangote promised Nigerians that it's going to expand it to about 1 million barrels per day.
Yes, because for now it's 600,000.
Yes,
so they want to push it to 1 million. Yeah.
And so the refinery, I mean, the NNPCL is saying, okay, well, I think this guy has some vision. We need to quickly tap into this, since he's already making that available. He's making the company available in the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and he's going to be giving out 5 to 10%. But the question now is that they're asking for 20%, or they're eyeing for 20%. Would Dangote want to give that? Because okay, you say you don't want to keep I'm trying to figure out how this is going to be, because Dangote says he's going to be giving a 5 to 10%, but the NNPCL is going for 20%. All right, stake. They want to have a 20% stake of it.
They want to raise the stake because it's already somewhat somehow, because there's a partnership thingy. There's a conversation, and it was because of the conversation. That's why we saw that the last administration under the late General Muhammadu Buhari had said, a part of the accomplishment that they did was the establishment of the Dangote refinery. And so they want,
and that's come from government. One of the things. So
yes.
the question now comes now:
Yes.
Has this been the plan all this while?
Do not forget. I just read it for you.
Has this been all the plan? Because remember what Buhari said.
I said in 2021, that's when the conversation began. 2021, of course, President Muhammadu Buhari was in government. So I think it started in the old, the old NNPC. That was not NNPCL now.
When it was made limited, when it was
so it was
limited now.
That was unlimited then, but now it's now limited. So now this is a new structure. So they went back to that, conversation. Okay, well, we're supposed to have something. There's this thing. Let's get to so that we can raise our equity. Let's raise our stakes. We can get like 20% of it. Let's work towards it, because that's what the president, the MD said. So they're working towards that.
Now, Paul, let's look at it from this angle as well. We looked at it from the NNPCL angle. I know you try to raise that point, and I say, okay, maybe this has always been the plan all this while, because Buhari said that one of the greatest achievements of this administration is the building and the establishment of the Dangote refinery, and now NNPCL wants always eyeing 20% of the refinery. But let's look at it from this other angle now. Do you think Dangote is also looking at giving out shares and to get government to be part of this refinery so that life will be easy for his business? Because recently he's been having a lot of backlash, a lot of battles and fights. Give me naira, crude for naira, and all of this back and forth, leading to he importing crude from America and other countries in order to refine here in Nigeria. But now he's thinking, if this NNPCL perhaps, in quote, well, I don't think Dangote is the one wooing them. They're the ones who want to, tap into that opportunity, because he is opening it for the public to come get shares, right? Yeah. So now, do you think it's a strategy for Dangote, perhaps? Well, I'm thinking that's a strategy as well. That's what I think. I'm not asking you now. I'm thinking, this is my thought. This is my thought. Now,
okay.
I'm thinking that Dangote is opening the doors, hoping that the government will also buy into it, just like NNPC is already buying into it, to get 20% of the stake, so that these hitches will reduce. Because there's no way NNPC is part of this company, right, and has a stake.
When you're importing, you're going to be spending, not naira, it's FX you're spending. So, I said, that means if this partnership really, if the deal comes and is and it is sealed.
Then NNPC will be willing to give Dangote
Do
crude.
you understand? So there will be no.
But that might be part of the agreement, right? Okay, now you want to buy a 20% stake. If you buy the stake and you allow me to import crude, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
That means
NNPC are coming into the deal to get 20% in of the stake. So that means they're part of it. They're part owners of the refinery. And then you still allow me, when you're part owner, for me to import crude to refine it. It doesn't make sense.
The moment Dangote is going to be importing things, see, anything going to be doing, don't forget, if it's 100% of what you're spending on import, that means the federal government will be being 20% broad. That's what it means. So everything I'm going to be doing, don't forget, when you have partnership, if it's a joint partnership, everything, you are sharing both the profits and the liabilities. Everything equally according to your percentage ownership. That's what you have. That's what the business is. So you are sharing the profits, you're sharing the losses to include it. So with this thing, that's what we said, it's going to be affecting the pump price will be affected somewhat somehow. FX also will be affected.